What's up traders, it's Sasha here at Second Skies, and it is time again for our weekly top trade review where we once a week take a look at trades posted by our advanced students inside our trading community. And this week we do have a new contender, Jason. He has been with us for roughly 1 month studying our material, and he has already posted his first great trade here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. And not only did he take one good trade, he actually pyramided into this trade whilst the price action was evolving, offering him new entry opportunities here. So it's great to see that after 1 month of studying our material, he already feels confident enough not only to enter the trades that he's spotting using our models, but also pyramiding into the trade, which is a sign of confidence in my opinion. And in this video, as always, we will look at the price action context leading up to his trade. We will have a look at his trade details and also potential improvements that can help Jason to improve going forward, and also for you as a viewer here to give you some ideas on how we approach price action and how we teach our members to make money trading. So let's start out by looking at his trade details here. An instrument he traded was the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. He entered long with 2 positions. The first one here, you can see his entry, stop loss, and take profit. And on the second trade as well, his entry, his stop loss, and take profit. And here you can see a screenshot from his broker platform confirming these details. On the first position, he made a return of 2.1 R, and on the second trade, he made a return of 2.09. So he made a total return of 4.19 R, and that means that if he would have risked $1,000, he would have made $4,190 return on the trade. If he risked $100, he would have walked away with $419. So that is a really solid return in my opinion for this short of holding time. And here you can also see a screenshot of his first trade, so where he got in, where he had his stop loss, and where he got out. And here's also a screenshot of his second position, where you also can see entry, stop loss, and take profit. And now that you've seen the trade details, let's head over to the charts and break down the price action context step by step. And for that, we will use TradingView. And if you're not familiar with TradingView, you would like to give it a try, you can check out our tutorial by clicking here or by clicking on the link in the description below. And on the screen here, I do have 4 time frames, but to analyze these 2 trades, I'll be primarily using the weekly chart, the daily chart, and the 1 hour chart. Starting with the higher time frame context on the weekly chart, we can start by marking an area of key support and resistance. So we do see that over here to the left, 2018, 2019, we do have an area of clear support that then in 2019 here and towards the end of 2019 started acting as resistance. Then price came back here again earlier this year and broke back above this area again. So this key area of support and resistance has been treated as both support and resistance multiple times. And now we can see that in August, September, and October, your price was pulling back towards this area of key support and resistance, which now should act as support. And then we also have the 20 exponential moving average here acting as a dynamic support here. So a really nice confluence around this area, which forms the basis for Jason's trade here. And going down to the 1 hour chart, and if we zoom out a little bit here, we can see that we were in a short-term bear trend where we clearly had bearish impulsive moves, weaker corrective pullbacks, then strong selling again, bearish impulsive moves, and weaker corrective pullbacks, and then again followed by a strong impulsive move. So it's very obvious that the bearish order flow here is stronger than the bullish one because the selling is much stronger than the buying. But once price pushed down here into 70.30, we can see that this behavior is changing as the buying is getting much stronger and impulsive, which is a first sign that more counter-trend order flow against the short-term trend is coming in. And where is it coming in? At the higher time frame key support and resistance area. So again, a nice combination of confluences here. And if we mark the short-term areas of support and resistance, we do have one here acted as support over here in the middle of October. Price broke then below, retested it here as a resistance, but there was no follow through by the bears. Price broke back above. And this is where you see that Jason thought, okay, we are at a higher time frame key support and resistance area. We do have the confluence of the 20 exponential moving average on the higher time frame as well. So that's a nice confluence. And then number 3, we have a potential short-term trend reversal in play where the bearish impulsive and corrective sequence here is broken by the buying becoming more impulsive and breaking above a short-term area of support and resistance. So once price broke back above here, this is when Jason put in his order that got triggered here, and he had his take profit at this area of previous support, which now should act as resistance. And as we teach inside our course, he took profit slightly ahead of this area of resistance over here, which we can extend a little bit to the left, where we can see this area acted as short-term support and resistance multiple times in the past here. And after price moved into his favor here, it did break through an area that Jason was monitoring as well, which we can mark here on the charts. As we can see, we have these highs here where price got rejected, so he had marked this area of support and resistance here. And looking at it just from this perspective, this looks very unclean because price violated this area. But if we look to the left and zoom out a little bit more, it should become more clear why Jason was interested in this area, because we have multiple rejections over here to the left from September and then also early October. So we can increase the size of this structure a little bit upwards. Then you can see it acted as support over here, then it acted as resistance here. It was a bit unclean here, but overall this was what Jason was looking at here. And you can see how he entered here on the pullback towards this area of previous support and resistance again. And once price broke above this area, he said, I want to get long here. He put his stop loss where he had his entry earlier, which is below this area of support and resistance, which also worked out really nicely. So he basically was trading this short-term trend reversal in line with the higher time frame context. So he again was looking at multiple things that were in confluence and in his favor of long trade here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Now, in terms of his take profit, you will notice that the take profit on his first trade is higher up compared to his take profit on the second position. That is because the only reference point he had when he entered his first trade was this area of support and resistance, and he's trading set and forget, meaning he's not managing or adjusting his trades as soon as he has entered them. But in the case of his second trade, he did have a new high to relate to, which is over here on the 21st of October, which price printed prior to the pullback before he entered his second trade. So he went with the highest probability take profit area on his second position, which was this high that formed on the 21st of October. And that's the reason why he has two different take profits here on these trades. And his first target was of course hit first, and then his second target was hit as well as soon as price advanced all the way up towards the area of support and resistance. And you can also see that this area of support and resistance where he chose to take profit held really nicely and produced a very strong sell-off here on the 28th of October. And the reason for that, we can just have a quick look on the daily time frame, is because the long-term trend here potentially is breaking down. As you can see, this potential trend reversal here forming as we had higher highs and higher lows forming, and then we had the first lower high here on September 17th. Very strong bearish impulsive selling here, followed by another lower high and then pushing lower. So overall, this looks like the long-term trend is currently reversing, but price did again bounce at the high time frame area of support and resistance, which Jason here took advantage of. So overall, considering this is his first trade that he's posting, I think he really crushed it here. He did really well. Sure, there are some things that can be improved, but overall, he did read the price action context correctly. And I also think his take profit was really well chosen, considering that the higher time frame trend seems to be breaking down and reversing. In terms of improvements, I do like his stop loss on the first trade. I do like his stop loss on the second trade as well. I like his target on the first trade, but I think he could have gone with the same target on the second trade, because the swing point that formed here was just a regular pullback within the uptrend here, leading to the next area of resistance. So if he's going for the next resistance, I would suggest to increase this target on the second position as well. This would have increased his return on the second trade to 2.4. And in terms of the first trade, the only improvement suggestion I do have is that his entry looks a bit late. He did wait for a reaction to the area of broken resistance, now acting as support. But the best entry in this case is to get in on the retest of the zone. Even if you get in at the top of the zone, it would increase his return from 2.1 to 3.3 roughly here. So by only improving the entry slightly on the first position and slightly increasing the take profit on the second position, he would increase his overall return on these two trades from 4.2 to 5.9, which is a 1.7R improvement. This might not sound a lot with just these two trades in isolation, but if you think about it over a series of 100 trades, that's a massive difference of 170R. So if you're risking 1% per trade, that means an improvement of 170% just by making these slight adjustments to your trade and improve your accuracy over time. So it's definitely worth putting in the time to thoroughly review your trades and look for these potential improvement options on your trades so that you can learn and continue to grow as a trader and get more and more accurate, both with your entries and stop losses, but also with your targets here. So these are the two improvement suggestions I would have here for Jason going forward. But other than that, I think he really nailed it here, considering he has only been with us for 1 month. So this is really impressive to see. Not only that he attacked this context once, but actually twice in a row here when he saw price action evolving. So congratulations to Jason here to making it into the top trade review. And this brings us to the end of today's top trade review video. We hope you liked and enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up below the video to support us and help us grow so we can continue to produce these free videos for you. Also, if you would like to get notified every time we release new content, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you would like to get access to more free material, head over to our website at secondskiesforex.com, where we have a lot of free trading articles and trading tools for you, where you also can get access to 2 free ebooks, 1 ebook on price action trading, 1 ebook on day trading, along with videos on how to trade price action and stock trading as well. And you can access those by scrolling down on the first page and sign up to our Intro to Trading School, which is completely free. And with that being said, we hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a comment below what you think of Jason's trade here and how you have approached the Australian dollar versus US dollar. If you're bullish, if you're bearish, we're always curious to hear your thoughts on our content and the trades our students take here. So with that being said, have a fantastic weekend, take care, be well, and see you next week for another top trade review video.